My name is Brooke Chalfant, and some of my earliest memories were, will my dad come home? And if he comes home, will he be happy drunk or will he be angry drunk and want to hurt my mom? So that's kind of the story of our relationship. So we weren't really close. And I was okay with that at the time because it was just easier. But then when it was time for me to get married, of course, I wanted my dad to be a part of that. I talked to my dad. I tried to be respectful and say, I really want you and Mom and Chuck's parents to be part of the ceremony, but I really want Papa to give me away. And it just really hurt my dad. He was so offended. And he decided at that point that we were done, that he wanted to disown me. He told me, you're not my daughter. And just made the decision to sever our relationship completely. So I stopped reaching out, and not long after that, I got a call from my brother, and he said, Brooke, I just want you to know that Dad is being transported in an emergency vehicle now to a heart hospital. He said they don't know if he's gonna make it. My sister called a little bit later, and she said, I really think you need to come. I'm gonna give you this phone number for the hospital. I hear this really weak male voice on the other line. I said, this is Brooke, and I hear you're not doing very well, and I'd really like to come see you. Would that be okay? And he said, yes, I've been waiting for this. I want you to come, I love you. So the doctors, they said, don't get your hopes up. It's gonna take at least several weeks, but probably months for him to recover. This was really intense. Probably within a week or two. He said, you're not gonna believe this, but Dad has made a remarkable recovery. So Chuck and I and our 3 little girls, we go to the hospital. We walk into the room, and my dad, he just had the happiest expression. He's sitting up in his bed and he's so free. And then my husband, Chuck, he took the girls out of the room so that my dad and I could have a little bit of time together. And my dad said, Brooke, I finally get it. It's all about God's love. It's about God's love for me and God's love for you and my love for you. And I'm so, so sorry. Will you forgive me? And of course, I'm just like, of course I forgive you. Will you forgive me? And he said, yeah, I love you, so let's just try again. You know, I kiss him on the head, and he looks at me and he says, well, I'm getting tired now. I need to close my eyes. And he lays back and he closes his eyes and he takes a deep breath. And then he went to meet Jesus. And even though it could be like, oh my gosh, how can that be the end of the story? But just knowing that my dad understood that he needed a relationship with Jesus, and that I got to be the one that could tell my family that Dad knows Jesus and he's with him now. I think if my dad were here now, first of all, he would say how he is proud of the decisions that his 3 kids have made. And even to this day, like, one of my personal mottos is to think up. And I think that from that moment and seeing that, I could have chosen to think down, think it'll never be resolved and my dad will never be okay, but just choosing to have higher thoughts and allowing God to work where only God can work.